Was there anything in particular from the exhibition that really stood out?
Well, I think because I have been in Iran twice, in 1973 and in 1996, I have seen much of the two types before, and I have been given Mandel jewelry in Iran, and I have some of the things myself that looks like birds in here. So it's like seeing things that are familiar, which is very different. But there are also some really astonishing pieces of the bigger silver. And what I know from reading and talking to people is that it's clear that the tradition of the capacity for making this is maybe in danger of dying out. So I hope that some, maybe of the younger generation, can learn to do this and continue, because it's a very beautiful artistic tradition. So I'm very happy to see it.
Thank you very much. We hope you enjoy the rest of the evening.
Absolutely, absolutely. I enjoy myself very much. I've talked to many, many people today, and I will talk to many, many more in the next few days. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
History, tradition, language, and faith. Indisputably, there are systematic harassment and persecution of the Mandaians for many centuries. The traditional homeland of Mandaian is in Iraq and Iran, but recent persecutions have greatly decreased their number in those areas. In fact, the severity of anti-Mandaian persecution grew dramatically after the fall of Saddam regime. Unlike other victims of sectarian violence in Iraq, Mandaian cannot flee to protect enclave within the country, nor can they defend themselves with their own militia. Their religion being strictly pacifist, Mandaian carry no weapons. The spread of extremist ideology has resulted in tragedy of defenseless pacifist groups such as the Mandaian. The Mandaian social status, their being primarily professionals and jewelries, also makes them an attractive target for sectarian violence. Therefore, the Mandaian faces the situation of extinction. Unless the Western government take the effort to have an appropriate plan to resettle them in other peaceful countries so that the community will continue to survive. Thank you to all of you for making the efforts to attend tonight, and hopefully you enjoy your time, and thank you very much. شكرا على حضور الجميع، ونرحب بالأخوة الحضور، ونتمنى لكم ليلة سعيدة وأن تتمتعون على البرنامج الساهر اللي راح يكون هذا اليوم. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Thank you, Dr. Ahmad Natasha. Okay, we have a silent play now to be performed by Salah Al-Zuhairi, so please welcome him onto the stage. mainly to indicate that and highlight the suffering of the Mandaiyan people in Iraq, and you know, a day in the life of a traditional Mandaiyan person. You know, going to work and then having to put up with the fear and the constant danger of life over in Iraq at the moment. So I thought the play was fantastic and a lot of emotion because it touches the heart of a lot of people in this room. And certainly, as I was sitting here watching, I felt almost right back in there. Thank you very much for the performance, it was fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a documentary now, and it's to highlight the suffering of the Iraqi people, and the Mandaiyans in particular. And it's by Fadia Lu. That's the person that's been involved. So if you can please turn your attention over to the big projector to my right, and it's about to start soon. So I hope you enjoy it.
Professor Rifat B, Talmida Haytham Saeed, Talmida Karim Salman, Dr. Ahmed Matasha, my good friend and chairperson of Liverpool Migrant Resource Centre, Mr. Graham Tom, Amnesty International, Mr. Richard Jones, also from Amnesty International, my councillor colleague, Albert Mushi from Fairfield Council, Mr. Greg Davies, Councillor of Penrith Council, and his lovely wife Robin, Shafiq Abdul Saeed, President of Aram, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Firstly, I'd also like to put in an apology on behalf of the Mayor of Fairfield, Nick Lalage. He would have loved to attend tonight, but he had prior arrangements and couldn't make it, but he asked me to pass on his best wishes. And also I'd like to thank you for your kind invitation to the 3rd Aram Conference and the 1st in Australia. I'm honoured to be here, especially as a state member for Smithfield. As you know, I was recently elected in March of this year, replacing the former Minister for Police, Carl Scully. Can I just say, looking at this display today, it's a fantastic display and a very, very unique display. Like the Mandaiyan community has a very distinctive technique. Very Mediterranean, very similar to the Assyrians, I guess, which is, as many of you know, that I'm from a Syrian background. Welcome to Fairfield City. Many of you that don't live in the area, I welcome you here and I hope you have a good night. And like I said earlier, as you know, I'm from a Syrian background, and as we were watching the display earlier on, I'm completely aware of all the hardship and the persecution that's happening overseas. It's happening to the Mandaian community, it's happening to the Syrian community, it's happening to the Chaldean community. And you know, it breaks my heart that there's very little that we can do for them. But we're fortunate in the sense that we live in this wonderful country, and I think that whilst we're here, it gives us a good opportunity to work together like brothers and sisters and be able to educate the world and maybe be able to help some of our people overseas. I hope you all enjoy your night, and can I just say that you know, it's fantastic that the conference was able to come to Australia, and I hope that the Aram conference will be here in many years to come. So thank you for your time. Thank you.
Members of the Mandaian Council of Australia, colleagues and friends, I'm delighted to say a few words on behalf of this very prestigious international conference, and I would like from the start to acknowledge the great and tremendous efforts that were exerted by my friend, colleague and visitor, Dr. Shafiq Abu Zaid. I can tell you that he is a very energetic man, and he does an awful lot of good for many, many communities in his efforts of the publications and the international conferences that he convenes all over the world. But before I say anything else, I would like just to apologize about the huskiness of my voice. I've just completed an international conference that lasted for a week on Hebrew studies, an equally distinguished and prestigious conference, and we had delegates from the United States of America, from the Middle East, and from Europe. And part of the activities of the conference were excursions. I took my colleagues to Blue Mountains, and I was very keen to advise him to wear very heavy clothes, because we know that Blue Mountains is very cold up there. The only person I did not advise was myself. And the result is that I caught a bit of a cold. But here we are. Ladies and gentlemen, a dream that has come true. It must have been about 3 or 4 years ago that I started to talk to Dr. Abu Zaid about convening a conference dedicated to the cause of Mandaian people, to Mandaian studies. And the organization of Aram is the obvious vehicle for this sort of conference. And I'm delighted that the dream has come true. We'll start tomorrow. We will have a feast of Mandaian studies, touching on language, culture, history, heritage, and so on. And what could be better than exposing your wonderful history, you Mandaians here in Sydney.